Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. We're starting here over on the PlayStation blog where Sony is celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the PlayStation 5. It's crazy to think it's already been 5 years, but the title of this blog post says, "It happens on PS5 campaign, captures the unexpected and unforgettable moments PS5 has to offer." And they say new global ad debuts this week. We are approaching the 5-year anniversary on the PS5 console's launch, and it's amazing to see the number of incredible experiences PS5 has brought to players everywhere, and there are more adventures to come. Through these past 5 years, our players have shared their reactions of awe, excitement, and surprise at the extraordinary moments they've witnessed while playing PS5. That's the inspiration for our new ad campaign. We're capturing the spirit of these moments when the most unexpected and unforgettable experiences happen on PS5. The ad campaign launching today will feature 3 distinct stories, and they're titled The Greatest Stunt Jump Ever, The Unexpected Catch, Everyday Problems in Extraordinary Vehicles. In addition to the ad spot, we're also bringing some of these unexpected moments into the real world physically. From November to December, players may come across some of these themes inspired by the campaign in various locations around the world, such as UFOs landing in Australia, Spain, and Germany, or mysterious creatures found in Mexico, Italy, and the UK. We look forward to seeing more reactions and extraordinary moments that our fans share online with the world. There are many more incredible journeys to come, as it often happens on PS5. So nothing too significant for the 5-year anniversary of the PlayStation 5, but something that I think is worth pointing out. Well, there's 2 things. One is that if you watch these ads, they're definitely reminiscent of the classic PlayStation ads that we got during the PS1, 2, and 3 era. They're very strange, very out there, very nonsensical in some instances, and I think players kind of like that. It's a little bit nostalgic. But the other thing is, I wonder if Sony is teasing any future game announcements in these ads. They probably aren't, but in the past we have seen Sony do this, where they would put out certain ad campaigns where they're very subtly, or in some cases not so subtly, teasing some upcoming announcements from first and third-party developers. So let me know if you caught anything with any of these ads. But there you go. We are going to move on to the next topic here, which talks about PlayStation Studios titles that have been officially nominated for the Golden Joystick Awards 2025. But when it comes to the Golden Joystick Awards Ultimate Game of the Year nominees, these are the titles: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Blue Prince, Split Fiction, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Peak, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Silent Hill F. So there are 2 PlayStation Studios titles nominated for Ultimate Game of the Year, Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei. Good to see. I wonder if either of them are going to take it. I have a feeling Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is going to end up being the winner, though. But moving on to the next topic, we have an interesting report regarding Rockstar's Agent game, which was meant to be a PlayStation exclusive. We're hearing for the first time why it ended up getting canceled. This is being reported by Push Square. They say Rockstar's open-world espionage game Agent never came to pass, and now we have a little bit more clarity on why. Dan Houser, co-founder of Rockstar Games, who has since left the company, shared his thoughts on the canceled project during an interview with Lex Friedman. Houser brings up Agent as part of a broader conversation about open-world design. "We worked a lot on multiple iterations of an open-world spy game, and it never came together," he says. "It had about 5 different iterations. I don't think it works," I concluded, "and I keep thinking about it sometimes. I sometimes lie in bed thinking about it, and I've concluded that what makes them really good as film stories makes them not work as video games. We need to think through how to do it in a different way as a video game." His main point is that, in his view, open-world game design doesn't mesh well with the secret agent fantasy. So I thought this was worth bringing up because, well, first of all, we don't really hear from Dan Houser pretty much ever. He did an extensive interview with Lex Friedman, which is certainly an interesting thing to listen to and get some insight into, somebody who is hugely responsible for the success of Rockstar, the Grand Theft Auto series, Red Dead Redemption. And yeah, a lot of people have wondered for years, like, what's up with Agent? Why did it never work out? I don't think it was ever formally canceled, but it's clear it's never going to happen. So there you go. According to Dan Houser, they had 5 different iterations, and it just simply wasn't coming together. The style didn't work for an open world. Moving on to the next topic, though, we have some not so great news for a newly released game. This is being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle. It says some lucky individuals have received rare PlayStation Store refunds from Sony for a brand new PS5, PS4 game that launched with technical issues. If the image above didn't make it obvious, we're talking about Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which fans were looking forward to, only to end up buying a hot mess. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection would have done well considering it bundles fan-favorite games had it not been for the atrocious input lag. PS5 and PS4 seem to be the most affected, where the game is almost unplayable because of the lag and other technical issues. Developer Digital Eclipse has acknowledged the issues and promised fixes in a statement on X. However, players are already requesting refunds. Over on Reddit, we've spotted several successful attempts at getting a refund on the PlayStation Store. However, we're not sure if these individuals are just getting lucky or if Sony is actually aware of the problem. And even as I was scrolling the PS5 subreddit today, I saw somebody say I got a refund for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and this was coming from someone that actually grew up with the trilogy onwards. The AI input reading is a downright nightmare, and it shouldn't have been like this. Still completely unacceptable. One of the worst remasters I've ever played. And so, yeah, it seems like this game is kind of a disaster on the PlayStation platform, which is unfortunate because, I mean, you're talking about legacy games, old games. I feel like this just shouldn't be a problem, you know? But I know a lot of people were looking forward to this Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I guess just kind of hang tight and see what the developers end up doing for it. But we are going to move on to the final two topics here. The first is covering a rumor that apparently both Halo 2 and 3 remakes are also being planned for the PS5. This is coming from Push Square. They say, "We reckon Halo Studios' strategy for the future of Master Chief is beginning to emerge. Halo Campaign Evolved is coming to PS5 next year, but the developer has already said the future of the franchise is on PlayStation. So what's next after Halo Campaign Evolved?" Well, a fan account, Halo Leaks, which was one of the many to accurately put out the existence of Campaign Evolved, says that remakes of both Halo 2 and 3 stories are also in the works. It says that they will be full remakes with revised gameplay like Sprint. On top of that, they confirm that Halo 7 is coming, and that's where the multiplayer is apparently going to exist. So I thought this was worth pointing out here because it's not necessarily surprising at this point. It makes a lot of sense if you're going to put, the Halo 1 campaign remake on PS5, you're probably going to end up remaking Halo 2 and 3 and put those on PS5 as well. So if you were wondering, according to at least this insider, it's happening. But we're also talking about The Outer Worlds 2 on PS5 Pro, again coming from Push Square. They say PS5 Pro is supposed to be the best place to play console games, and it often is, assuming developers support it properly. Unfortunately, The Outer Worlds 2 released in a disappointing state on Sony's system with a shaky frame rate and an awful implementation of PSSR. Obsidian has taken temporary measures to address that, swapping PSSR for TSR in a patch to, quote, address blurry grass on Paradise Island and unexpected lighting noise across the game, end quote. For those who aren't Digital Foundry regulars, TSR is effectively using past frames to reconstruct a higher resolution image. PSSR, meanwhile, uses machine learning to achieve a similar outcome. In best case scenarios, PSSR should achieve better results, but TSR is a more familiar toolset which developers may feel more comfortable with. Given the PSSR solution implemented in The Outer Worlds 2 had very specific issues resolving busy scenes, we suspect TSR should deal with these situations much better. The patch also includes various bug and progression fixes, but there's no word on performance improvements to the PS5 hardware family, where it can be a bit mixed. So, yeah, I figured I would just let you guys know about this. It's yet another studio that is seemingly struggling to properly implement PSSR. This is why I'm really looking forward to the big PSSR, 2.0 update that's going to be coming next year. Hopefully it will be much easier for developers to take full advantage of it. A lot of devs have used it properly and implemented it well, but we've also seen just as many either not implement it or have trouble doing so. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.